The views expressed are solely those of the speaker and not necessarily those of Paltalk.com, AVM Software, or its advertisers.
News Talk is online. News Talk Online is a production of Paltalk.com, the largest multimedia interactive program on the internet with more than 4 million unique users. On demand on iTunes and on YouTube, and on my blog, GaryBaumgarten.com, where you are encouraged to post your comments whether you agree with yours truly or not. And thanks to our good friends at CRN Digital Talk Radio, I salute you. We are syndicated across the United States into 12 million additional households. I am your host, Gary Baumgarten. Welcome to the show. Do you remember 8 years ago, almost to the day, actually it was actually on January 19th or January 20th, just before George W. Bush took the oath of office, President Clinton started handing out pardons like they were hotcakes. And he got a lot of negative commentary for doing that, and probably justifiably so. But his apologists were saying, they all do it, they all do it, they all do it. Well, you know, in the past 8 years, George W. Bush has followed the lead of his father, George H.W. Bush, who in his 4 years as a president pardoned and commuted the sentences of only a handful of people, and he was very stingy in his 8 years. George Bush was, until yesterday when all of a sudden 14 people were pardoned and 2 commuted. And it's like, well, why? I mean, the allegation when it came to the Clinton pardons was that they were all political paybacks. So I thought it'd be interesting to take a look at some of the people who were pardoned yesterday. And by the way, there may be more between now and January 20th by George W. Bush. Here's a guy who was convicted of use and distribution of marijuana and cocaine at the Air Force Academy. Why would a president pardon someone such as that? Or how about Leslie O. Collier of Charleston, Missouri? He had been convicted of unauthorized use of a registered pesticide. Apparently he was using the pesticide to try to kill coyotes, but unfortunately 3 eagles fell victim. By the way, I wrote about this on GaryBaumgarten.com, and somebody commented, who would have ever thought the day would come when the President of the United States would pardon a guy convicted of killing bald eagles, the symbol of our nation? It's one thing for Obama to refuse to wear a flag lapel pin or hold his hand over his heart during the pledge to the flag, but to pardon an eagle killer? Where did our patriotism go? How about the, I don't know whether that was tongue-in-cheek or not, Obie G. Helton from Rossville, Georgia. He was sentenced to 2 years probation for illegally acquiring food stamps, unauthorized acquisition and use of food stamps. He got pardoned. Why, out of all the people who have abused the food stamp program in the United States, and all the people who have been tried and convicted of abusing the food stamp program, of all of them in the past 8 years, did Obie G. Helton gain the attention of the President of the United States, the leader of the free world, in order to get a pardon? There's another guy who was convicted of income tax evasion. The only thing I can figure is maybe the president had a soft spot for the name of the guy's town, Travelers Rest, South Carolina. I bet you didn't know it was against federal law to use a telephone to further a narcotics felony. Well, that's what Ronald Allen Moorhoff of Los Angeles was convicted of, and he's now among those who have been pardoned by President George W. Bush. Curious, isn't it? I mean, I don't think I read into any of this some ominous reasons. But don't you find it curious, of all the people who have petitioned to be pardoned or commuted, these are the people that the President of the United States wiped the slate clean for? Of all the people who may have been convicted of maybe a civil disobedience, maybe somebody conducted civil disobedience, like the Code Pink ladies who, or the better yet, the grannies who sat down in front of the Army, the military recruiting, the Armed Forces Recruiting Center at Times Square and got arrested. Maybe somebody like that should be pardoned, or maybe go back. Maybe he should pardon Scooter Libby. Oh, wait a minute, he already did that. Okay, let's go to the callers, see what you all have to say about this. Let's have some fun with this one. Let's go to Malik in the United Kingdom. Malik, welcome to News Talk Online on Paltalk.com.
Gary, your first caller is Nadim.
It says Nadim Malik in the United Kingdom. What's your first name, caller?
Yeah, hi everybody. Yeah, you're right there, Gary, but you're spilling the beans there, telling everybody my first name, but yeah, you're right.
It's Malik.
Yeah, Malik. It's Malik.
Oh, my God in heaven. That's how I got in trouble with Malik. I called him Malik, and I was calling Malik Malik. Do you say potato or do you say potato, Malik?
Yes. Okay. Excellent. That's what I'd like to hear.
Well,
Gary.
I'm asking you. Do you say potato or do you say potato?
Potato.
Do you spell it correctly or do you spell it like Dan Quayle? Go ahead. Well, go ahead with your point.
Yeah, that's a good question. It's always a pleasure to listen to you, Gary, and all the programs that you bring about. They're tremendous, actually. I find Bush to be a little sexist, actually, because he's pardoning all the males and there's no females that he's pardoning. So it is a good thing that he is pardoning these people.